back to Royalty Soaps. Today is video number 2 in a 2-part series. If you want to see the first one, I will link it now in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. It is the Disney vlog of my family and I going to Orlando, Florida for an entire week with Make-A-Wish Foundation and Give Kids the World. We had a really amazing time, and this soap is partly inspired by that little adventure, so be sure to check it out. There is also a giveaway attached to this video. While we were there, my brother and I accumulated lots of little goodies we thought you guys would enjoy. We purchased them at Disney World, Florida, so all of them are from actual Disney World. And a big thank you to Allison, who emailed me a really cool design. I ended up using the bottom half of her design for this soap and ended up changing it a little bit for the piping on top. So thank you, Allison. I will be sending you a bar of this creation. So here are all the lovely Disney giveaway items we have. We have 2 pairs of ears. We have the rose gold. We have this cute set of rainbow ones. Of course, they still have all the tags and everything on them. So we have the 2 sets of ears. We have these 2 Alice in Wonderland coasters. We have these 2 coffee mugs, one for you, one for your favorite person. One of them is Ariel and one of them is Belle. And then we have a set of Twinings hand-picked tea bags. These were hand-picked by Kenny. So one winner is gonna take all of these goodies. This giveaway is open worldwide. There will be a Rafflecopter widget below to enter, and there will be at least one way to enter with only an email and by answering a question for those of y'all who don't have any social media accounts. All the details on how to enter the giveaway will be down below. And so, without further ado, let's make this magic mouse soap. Do you see this small bowl with which we will begin the video? That is because we're only making one single loaf today. Just one! This was a very time-consuming design because I had to make my own column of soap here. All these little Mickey heads, yeah, I had to hand cut them from a black batch of soap using a cookie cutter and then smash them all together. So you get one loaf. It's gonna be very limited edition. The first thing I'm gonna do is add sparkles to the oil. Now, I'm also gonna be adding some lye water, and I'm gonna be adding some fragrance oil as well, but sparkles are really fun to watch get added to oil. It just looks so pretty to stir it all up. This is Sparkle Plenty from Mad Micas. Alternatively, you could use Snowflake Sparkle from Nurture Soap, and all the micas that we use in our products here at Royalty Soaps are ethically sourced. Every time I just add this to oil alone, it reminds me of a Christmas soap, and I don't really know why. I think it might just be the cream with the smarkle. I don't know, like what I was trying to say. Smooth sparkles. Smarkles. No. Okay. The fragrance oil I am using today is from Brambleberry. It's called Energy, and I've got my stuff on the scale so that I can pour in the exact proper amount. I'm using 5% of my total oil weight. Energy to me smells like gummy fruit snacks from Sweet Tarts, but Kenny thinks it smells like Fruit Loops. So, or no, Fruity Pebbles. There's a big difference. Now it is time to add the lye water solution. It has already been colored with titanium dioxide. This soap part is going to be quite white. So I'm going to pour my white into this bucket because I should have mixed it in this bucket, but I forgot. So now that our white bit is all mixed up, I get to add the fun confetti bits to the inside. These have sat for about a week and a half now, so they're quite hard, but when I first chopped them up, they were pretty sticky. They're also scented with the Energy fragrance oil. I hope that it makes it look like confetti on the inside, makes it look super fun with the little black Mickey heads. So let's go ahead and put those in. Oh yes, dumpity jump. And now I'll just mix this in. This is like slime to me when you see people like put the glitter on the inside of the slime and they just poke it. That's what it's like. I decided I want some more. I'm just gonna mix all the, oh yeah, that's more like it. I wanted it to be chunky. Okay, that looks right. So now that's all blended in, we're going to pour it into our brambleberry mold after this quick commercial break. Great. So here we go. I'm gonna pour in this first little bit. I'm gonna try to pour to about halfway, which is kind of hard to gauge when you've got all these pretty little soap cubes in there. I think that's about right though. I'm gonna try to make sure everything gets into the cracks a little bit. All right. And then I'm gonna take my little Mickey heads that I've squished together. I'm gonna place those in right here. I'm gonna try to make them as even as possible, which is gonna be a little bit difficult. But it doesn't matter if I'm like touching it and getting white on it like that though, because it's all going to be covered up anyway. I'm having to definitely work with this. It's a lot messier this time around than most of my videos are, because I just have to do that to make sure that this cuts properly. While I try to make all of my videos very aesthetic to watch, obviously the final result is what actually needs to be the prettiest part. So sometimes we have to sacrifice the video being pretty for the actual soap bar being pretty. Also, when this black soap was freshly cut, I tried to stick some of them together, and that was really helpful. Some of these are a little more loose in here. Those are the ones I'm more worried about. The ones that are all stuck together, I think those are gonna look really good. I also cut a couple little Mickey heads that are quite a bit larger than the other ones, because I just bought kind of a variety pack of Mickey head cookie cutters, and I was like, oh, this is the smallest one, but there was another one that was even smaller. So I had to change like halfway through, so some of them are gonna have slightly bigger Mickey heads than the others.
Ooh, we look forward to those air bubbles underneath those ears, man.
Kenny's right. The hope is that air bubbles won't be present. I'm trying to kind of at least touch them on either side so that it'll be stuck in pretty good. It is displacing quite a bit of soap. Just kind of scooping in now, making sure that the loose soap is getting up in those grooves. I think we've done pretty good on these smaller ones, but the bigger ones, I can only guess. I think it's gonna be okay though.
You want to give it a little tap?
We will give it a little tap once I have more on either side of them so that they don't flop over and get out of the center, because right now I have them centered, from what I can tell, almost perfectly. Now I'm just gonna pour a little bit more in. I'm still gonna try to make the top relatively flat because the soap does have piping on it. If it didn't have piping, I would try to make it all lumpy and cool so that when you cut it, you would see all of these little chunks poking out. I think that'd be awesome. So I'm just going to wipe down the sides of this. It's not necessary, but it looks nice. And then we are going to mix up our soap frosting. Do y'all know the last time that I just piped one loaf of soap? It was probably 3 years ago. So to make this color, I mixed ultramarine blue with a neon blue from TKB Trading, because Mickey's hat, which is what I'm basing this top part on, from the Fantasia movie. It's also from, what is it, The Apprentice, Kenny? The Magician's Apprentice? I don't remember what it is. Oh my gosh, the Disney people are gonna freak on me. He's looking it up for me. But whatever that's from, he has a little magician's hat on, and he is so cute, and the hat is not like a midnight blue, and it's also not a light blue. It's like right in the middle, and so that's the color that I tried to make this. And then we're gonna put some embeds on the front of it whenever we cut it tomorrow. Wow, it's so quick to just pipe one thing of soap.
Go slower. The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yes, the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Gosh, why couldn't I remember that? Shame on me.
So it's actually not a separate film. The Sorcerer's Apprentice is not. It's a concert piece that was within Fantasia in which Mickey played the role of the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh, okay. So I thought that was its own separate deal, but I've only seen Fantasia once or twice. I did watch it recently as an adult, and I thought they were just taking that piece from a movie, but clearly I don't know anything about it.
It's an adaptation, and apparently it's one of the more high-quality recordings that's ever been done of that piece.
Ooh, Ooh.
It wasn't high fidelity, but apparently they did their very best.
So the glitter I'm putting on top is Gold Digger Bio Glitter from Fizz Fairy. This is eco-friendly, biodegradable glitter. This is just for some prettiness, kind of add to a little bit of mystery on top of Mickey's little magic hat. It's the magic! It's the magic part of the hat. I'm not putting too much, just to make sure that every single soap bar has a few big chunky bits of glitter. And then we are going to put a very generous helping of this holographic biodegradable glitter from Brambleberry. This is like the real magic-y magic on his magic hat. And we're gonna leave these little peaks on top. We're not gonna add any embeds because that would squash it, and his hat comes to a little point, so I'm just gonna leave it just like that. And I'm gonna spritz it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and that's it for now. There's still more to do in the morning. Let's go in for a close-up, shall we? Behold, beautiful piping. Honestly, it is so much easier to just pipe one loaf at a time. It's a lot faster and everything. I like that. We should do that more often. So I'm gonna let this soap sit for 18 to 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer because the fragrance oil does make it a little bit sticky. But then we're gonna come back, we're gonna slice it up. Hopefully the inside looks as good as I planned for it to after this quick commercial break. We are back to cut the Disney soap, and it looks good on the outside, so here's to hoping it looks good on the inside too. Just gonna turn it on its side, and since there's no embeds on top, it should be much easier to cut. I think that's just about right, so I'm gonna press down very gently. I want this to make as little disruption on the inside of the soap as humanly possible. And honestly, because I've never done something like this before, I'm really stinking nervous. And there's only one loaf of it. Oh, I'm just so nervous. Okay, fingers crossed that this worked. Oh, yes, look. Oh my gosh. It worked! Now obviously I need to clean it up just a little bit because some of this soap dragged onto the black, but that's not a big deal. The placement looks good. There's no air bubbles. It's got the confetti around it. All right! Here's one of the ones with the bigger Mickeys. These are these on the end here. And those look good too. The big Mickeys look good too. I wonder if we can go all the way through without finding one that's messed up. Ooh. I just love the confetti. Man, it was worth all of that time that it took to prep all those embeds because that is hecka fun. I'm definitely gonna have to do more stylized confetti soaps. They were super trendy in soap world for a while, and now I wanna try them. Oh man, I wish Kenny could be here whenever I cut this soap. He's at a concert tonight. He is a concert-going lad, and he couldn't skip it, not even for Disney soap. Okay, so I'm gonna set these up, and then I'm gonna go get the little melt and pour embeds that we're gonna be placing in the blue part. All right, so everything has been laid out. I have my little embeds. This is a star mold from Amazon. This is a column mold, and I've gone ahead and just chopped off a little sliver here. This column mold is from Brambleberry, and I'm just gonna place the embeds where I'm going to glue them so that I don't get all tripped up when I'm trying to glue things in place. I personally just find it kind of hard to put the little glue bit where it's supposed to go and then make sure everything is sitting where it's supposed to. It's a lot easier just to lay it out. Okay, so I've placed all the stars and moons where I want them, so I'm going to take a little bit of melt and pour soap in this pipette, and I'm just going to glue these in place. And if the melt and pour soap kind of leaks out to the side, it's not a big deal because it's clear. That's why you would use a clear melt and pour for your glue. It's also going to fill in some of the cracks right in here where I've done the piping, and that's totally fine. You just have to make sure that you're not creating any bubbles. That's the main thing. Kenny and I are really swamped for time right now, but we're hoping, honestly, towards a little bit towards the end of the year, we can start taking more of y'all's request and kind of branch out a little bit from the content we've been creating and make more new stuff. He and I have a lot of ideas in the cooker. Alrighty, just put the final one on so they are complete. Check it out, check it out. Super cute. This is one of my favorite designs that I've done this year for sure. This soap is going to be available to purchase on September 7th at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. What I made in this video are the only soaps being made, so it's an extremely limited release. So if you want it, you want to be there 3 p.m. sharp. For those of you who are new to the whole royalty soap system, we do a once monthly soap release of all the things that we've created on that channel the month before, and we always do a recap video on that day. You can look at our Instagram that always has an accurate next soap release date up in the description box. Following us on Instagram is actually a really helpful thing to do because we do polls about like the thumbnails that we're doing for these videos. We let you guys know stuff in advance, and we're quickly approaching 100K, and we're going to be doing a huge giveaway over there. Kenny and I both have personal Instagrams as well, one for all of his just stuff and one for all of my stuff. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today, whether that is watching your all-time favorite Disney film. Y'all have to tell me what that is down in the comments below. Or maybe, if you're close, going to one of the Disney parks and picking yourself up one of the exclusive pair of ears that has been released for Disney's Aladdin. That was a close one. We almost brought it home because I thought the magic carpet being pinched in the middle for the ears was so cute. But whatever you do, make sure it's something you really enjoy, and I will see you guys on Saturday. Bye for now. Meow.